how do you define the difference between accounting and finance? In college, you have two different majors, one's for accounting and one for finance, and they don't actually do a lot of intermingling. The classes are completely separate, but in practice, more overlap exists than you might anticipate. I asked the audience, we came up with some really great ways to define this difference. The most classic is that accounting is quantifying the past and finance is quantifying the future. Using a sports analogy, which professors tend to like to do, if you are the scorekeeper of the game, that is the accountant's role. So you're recording things that have already happened. Now, the sports analyst that's on ESPN, that's probably the finance role. You're predicting what might happen in the game. You're making some assessments of what's going to be happening, and it may be right, but it may be wrong because you can't predict the future. This past and future paradigm of the difference between accounting and the finance function. And you can sum it up in the phrase, accounting is what is, and finance is what if. This is probably my favorite of all of the definitions. That's a great way to think of it. Accounting is reckoning, and finance is rationing. Accounting is more analytical. You're taking numbers and you're analyzing them, whereas the finance function is more hypothetical. Accounting is digging into the record keeping, and finance is fund management. Accounting deals with profit, and finance deals with cash flow. Accountants like to dig in, organize, categorize, and provide insight into what is happening. Finance does not focus on collecting the data. They take whatever data is available and they analyze it and interpret it. The other big takeaway is that the accounting and finance function will blend. The line is a little bit more gray than we like to think. They are so complementary that they overlap quite a bit. And accountants are very capable of providing financial insight for future-looking problems, specifically on the managerial side. The accounting and finance function can be completed by both accountants and finance professionals. Just because you're a CPA, an accounting professional by trade, you have an accounting degree, does not necessarily mean you might not dabble in finance and provide insight into things that may happen in the future, what if scenarios for organizations that you work with.